Many of us have visited Memorial Hall in Plymouth at least a few times, maybe for a show or a community class. Have you ever noticed the room off to the right when you walk in? PCN went in one day and saw an incredible collection of materials from wars dating back to the Revolutionary War and up to the present. It was very moving, and we got a tour from its current and dedicated curator.
The hall goes back to 1924. It was built to honor our veterans from World War I. And originally, this room here was the American Legion room where meetings took place. Later on, the Post built their own new post, and the room was turned into a museum for the people from the town of Plymouth. I am the last curator. However, there are many curators that have gone before me. Kenny Holmes, Charlie Vroom, and many people have been here before. I'm just the last in a string. The mission of our hall here is to perpetuate the people that have gone before us from the Revolutionary War up until the present. There are many artifacts that have been donated to the hall by people from the town of Plymouth. I think this will perpetuate itself over the years, and our youth will be able to see what has transpired before them. Here we have a cannonball from the Revolutionary War that was dragged by General Gage from Fort Ticonderoga to the hills of Dorchester Heights for the evacuation of the British. This is a double helmet which was used in World War II, and if your buddy got shot and didn't make it, your best buddy would take your helmet and wear it and take you off of the field of battle. Here we have a collection of all of the names of the men and women that were killed during the Vietnam conflict, 58,428 names. Those were donated by Kevin Ryan, who reads every year in Washington, D.C., all of the names of the fallen. This is a collection of trench art from the Spanish-American War up through the Korean and Vietnam War. This piece is a good example of someone taking a nail or maybe a handgun and making a design for a loved one back home. There are vases, letter openers, wine goblets, pepper and salt shakers, banks, ashtrays, all kinds of things that were made. Stanley Krabick gave these to us in 2013, and this is a great collection of trench art. This picture here I see every time I come in the room, and I can't get over it. This is the Plymouth 12th Division from World War I. The photograph was taken in 1918, and I was told that all of the Plymouth residents were asked to come back to Fort Devens to have their picture taken as a group picture. And these are all the men and women that went to World War I from our town. This is a recently acquired article and picture done by Mr. Hubbard, who was kept as a POW for 2,420 days in North Vietnam. While he was there, he made this picture here, and he made a print for every day he was in captivity, and they were given to presidents, the Pope, astronauts, congressmen, and I was fortunate enough to have one of these show up on my doorstep. This is a footlocker from World War II from a lady from our town named Alba Thompson, who served under General MacArthur. And if you look inside of her footlocker, you can see all of her equipment that was issued to her in boot camp. And it's very unusual to find a foot locker in this condition with all this in here. If you're interested in coming to the hall, you could call me directly at 508-685-5464 to make an appointment. I'd love to have you come, pick up these things, touch them, feel them, and see what our town has to offer you. I hope you call and I hope you come.